I guess one of my questions for you is, you said in a message to me, you said that you had Jaylen Brown's ceiling was similar to that of Derrick Jones Jr. I want you to kind of explain that one, because honestly, I hadn't even really heard much about
Well, no.
Derrick Jones Jr.
Have you seen Derrick Jones play or no?
Only a little bit, and I imagine you probably see him a little bit more, being that you're in Miami, right?
Actually, I hate to watch the Heat, but what playing like DraftKings and stuff like that, you tend to watch like different players across the league. So Derrick Jones, man, he's been rising. He's getting better. Just I kind of like related similar to like the way they develop players like Josh Richardson, Tyler Johnson, even before back in the day. Remember Ike Austin? They just seem to get these players, and I mean Pat Riley did it before. If you think about it, remember with Anthony Mason, John Starks, etc.
Yep.
So they seem to get these players and mold them. And Derrick Jones is a guy that's really excelling. Towns went off against the Heat, but if you actually watch the game, he was doing a very good job fronting him. Towns didn't start going off against the Heat until they started putting Bam Whiteside. He destroyed Whiteside, and Olynyk. I mean, obviously, you could imagine. But Jones was doing a very good job. He's athletic as they come. They're about the same age. He's developing as a 3-point shooter. So what I'm saying is, like in 5 years, it wouldn't be surprising to me if Jones surpasses Brown as a player. Just like, I mean, think about it. 3 years ago, if anybody would say, okay, Josh Richardson versus Marcus Smart, oh, no way, it's going to be Marcus Smart. But,
Right.
Fast forward, and Josh Richardson is right there with him as a player.
Yeah, man, I think I get what you're saying. I think people are going to hear that and think it's one of the most flaming hot takes you could possibly have, which is that Derrick Jones Jr. will end up potentially surpassing Brown. But I get what you're saying. I get what you mean when you're talking about his, his physical attributes, his athleticism, and his age. He's, a little bit younger than Jaylen. I see right now, I'm just looking at stats because I haven't watched him that much. He's shooting 38% from three this season compared to Brown, who's shooting 29%. Like, it wouldn't be shocking if a guy like that ended up surpassing Brown. I mean, it's probably a huge long shot, but it's possible. Another guy on the Heat, let's just talk about...
Well, hold on. Back to Jones. I think you also have to factor in the culture. If he was in, I don't know, Phoenix, let's say, he might rot. If he were somewhere else, he wouldn't have the same type of ceiling. The fact that he's in Miami and they're building him up, I think is gonna pay dividend. At the other end of the spectrum, they have Winslow. So Winslow, they really hadn't developed him, but I think they were playing him out of position.
Yep.
I think he's much better when he's got the ball in his hands, which is what he was doing in Duke.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up, is Justice Winslow. He's the same age as Jaylen Brown. He's having a pretty solid season, shooting 37% from three. He's averaging 11.6 points. He had kind of a rough start to his career, but I mean, if we're looking at how good Jaylen Brown can be in 5 or 10 years, whatever, compared to a guy like Winslow still has a lot of potential. He was one of those guys that when he came out, they thought he was like a tier 2 prospect that had the potential to become an all-star. So, it wouldn't be crazy if 3 years from now he ends up reaching that ceiling.